morning, everyone. Welcome to This Day.
Good morning. It is Wednesday, October 16th, and it is National Fossil Day. So we're going to share with you some interesting tidbits about some fossils.
All right. That sounds good.
You know, you've always wanted to be a paleontologist,
yes,
right?
Yes, I did. Well, I'll tell you about a place to go nearby in just a moment after you give your little report about the fossils in our area, right?
Yep, in our area, yes.
There's a lot. All right, on our show today, we have a couple guests from Mission Hospital, which is right up the road, and Mission Viejo, of course. It's where my daughter was born. And it's also the home of the new Leonard Cancer Institute that I've kind of been watching being built right by the Mission Viejo Mall. So I have a couple guests down there telling you about that. It opens up in November. We got a couple guests from the Republican Club. They have a meeting coming up on the 25th. And then a guest from Soka University, and he's going to talk about all their wonderful art galleries there, which that is a remarkable university. It really is.
And then also we have a segment of AutoNation Irvine Toyota.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yeah,
I forgot. Sorry.
Those guys. All right. We have a few meetings today. We have the Laguna Woods Village morning traffic hearings, which is in the boardroom at 9 a.m. And then we have the third new resident orientation, which will be at 6 p.m. And please RSVP to becky.jackson@vms.inc. So that actually, are you sure that's right? vmsinc.org.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's the right way. Becky.jackson@vmsinc.org. Okay, there you go. All right, so National Fossil Day. It promotes the scientific and educational value fossils present to us every day. All around the world, paleontologists seek and identify the remnants of animals, insects, and plant life that once lived and grew on the Earth. Some of these creatures lived hundreds, thousands, and millions of years ago. These fossils leave a record that provides clues to the Earth's history. From the microscopic fossils of an arthropod to the gigantic titanosaur, humans continue to be fascinated with fossils. The idea of discovering something embedded in ancient sediment motivates some to keep digging. Paleontologists identify fossils much like biologists identify the discovery of new species of animal or plant life. They classify, name, and organize fossils based on their characteristics. Now, in the scientific world, the scientists who make the discovery also earn the naming rights. Now, frequently, the naming rights are entirely scientific, using Latin or Greek roots. But sometimes the paleontologists decide to be a little more creative. For example, 14-year-old Wes Linster discovered Bambaraptor feinbergi in 1993, but the name means Bambi thief. And then we have the latest edition, which is called Dracorex hogwartsia, and that honors the Hogwarts family. So if you skip to the next slide there, it is. Does it not look like those little creatures from Jurassic Park? I mean, it looks just like them. So anyway, there you go. And then Ken says that there's a great place not too far away.
Yeah,
you can go
it is. You might have heard of Diamond Valley Lake, which is a reservoir. It's part of the Colorado River system out in Hemet. In fact, the El Toro Water District has talked about it many times. But out there at their visitor center, they have a wonderful museum of all the fossils when they dug up Diamond Valley Lake. I'm not sure how long ago that was. I think about 20 years ago or so. And it's a great place to go. I don't think there's a cost to go into it. And then the other side of their visitor center is about our California water system. And it's an interactive event that you can take the kids to. They have all kinds of things going on, but that isn't Hemet. So really cool. I like it out there. Here we are for our weather. This is the hottest day of the week, and you can see about 86 degrees today, and that fog just wasn't there this morning. We're going to have a slight little offshore breeze with that today in the afternoon. As we go forward, we're going to drop that down to cooler temperatures. As you can see, tomorrow will be the coldest day of the week, 74 degrees. We should have those morning fog and marine layer sticking around a little bit longer. Thursday and Friday. Now, as we get to Sunday and Monday, we should see the Santa Ana winds coming back, and they don't look like they're going to be as strong as they were. But at this point, we'll have to wait to see if there'll be a red flag warning. I hope that doesn't happen, but it is a possibility. Let's look around the area today, and everywhere is up by a few degrees. Look at the beach communities, hovering around that 80, 81 degree mark. They're going to be really nice down there. And everywhere else in the mid to upper 80s. As you get inland, we're going to be close to 90 degrees. and even Palm Springs is up a bit, and Lake Arrowhead as well. So it's kind of strange. This is the warmest day of the week, and tomorrow should be the coolest day of the week, at least as it stands right now. All right, we'll be back.
Most real estate agents stick to the 3 Ps of marketing. They place it on the MLS, they put up a sign, and pray that it sells. Laguna Premier Realty takes a different approach to marketing your home. From professional and high-quality photos, to high-definition video, single property websites, and 3D virtual tours. We will make your property stand out and, most importantly, sell. So whether you are looking to list your current home or find your dream home in the Village, Laguna Premier Realty is here to help.
Did you know there are over 400,000 seniors in Orange County today? So where does a senior or family caregiver go for information and resources? You can turn to the Answers Guide, published by the Council on Aging Southern California. Answers is full of articles and resources to help you navigate the aging experience. You can pick up your free copy today at the clubhouse nearest you or at the Social Services Office. The Council on Aging, helping seniors remain healthy, connected, and protected.
If you asked me what I wanted to be when I was a child, I would have told you a princess or an astronaut, maybe even a chef. But things change. I may not have become a princess, but I found someone who treated me like one. I may not have become an astronaut, but I still got to see the world. I may not have become a chef, but you would never leave my house hungry. The Emeritus Institute has kept my love of learning alive. Every day is a new adventure, and the Emeritus classes have made it possible to keep living out my dreams. Sign up today and begin your life's next adventure.
Dr. Farman Cosmetic and Implant Dentistry is located right outside Gate 6 and has been keeping the Village smiling for many years.
I trust Dr. Farman with all my dental procedures and all my dental work. Thank goodness I found Dr. Farman.
We have been serving the community of Laguna Woods for almost 20 years now. Come and visit us at Brilliant Smile for all your dental needs.
We are close to Gate 6, near Snooty Fox Restaurant, behind Coco's.
Hi, I'm Ann Mundell-Noel, audiologist and owner of Amazing Hearing. As an audiologist, I have the education and expertise to assess, diagnose, and treat hearing loss. Hearing aids are only one part of the treatment process. The way we have been taught to fit, counsel, and use hearing therapy is what makes us different. Amazing Hearing, audiologists with the education, expertise, and empathy to change how you hear.
Welcome back. We have Mission Hospital here, and we've got Terry Wooten and Dr. Stuart Nagasawa, who are here to talk to us about a brand new facility that will be opening in November. Well, welcome, and thank you both for being here. Hopefully I pronounced both your names correctly.
You did, thank you.
Thank
you for having us here.
Oh, you're welcome, you're welcome. So, wow, how exciting. November 7th is the grand opening. Why don't you tell me a little bit about the center and how it came about?
Yes, so we are building a 4-story, 104,000 square foot comprehensive cancer center. It's an outpatient medical office building. We'll have imaging services, radiation oncology, medical infusion. We started this project about 3 years ago. We started because Mission Hospital has been in the community for over 40 years. And we've always prided ourselves on serving the needs of our community. A couple years ago, as we were looking at cancer care, we were realizing that many of our community members were having to get on the 5 freeway to travel north or south to seek cancer care. It was then that we decided that we really needed to, being our community's provider, bring a comprehensive center to Mission Viejo.
Okay.
So 3 years ago, we started this project, and we're opening it up in just a few weeks.
Right now, I know you have had many events to raise money for the center, and obviously this is named after Judy and Bill Leonard. Can you tell me a little bit about them?
Judy and Bill Leonard, they're really great partners. They have been partners with Mission Hospital for several years now. And I think Bill a couple years back, was looking for an opportunity to help the hospital. And it was right around the same time that we were identifying this need to build a cancer center.
Okay.
And so when we discussed it with him, he agreed that was something really needed in our community, and he wanted to support us in doing that.
Excellent, excellent. And what type of cancer will you be treating there?
So Mission Hospital has always treated cancer. Okay. This is not new for us. We're really just bringing our services together in one place, kind of a one-stop shop. So we treat everything from head and neck cancer to breast cancer to prostate cancer across the board.
Okay, all right, excellent. Dr. Nagasawa, so you are going to be the medical director there. What are some things that you're looking forward to?
Well, I think this is going to be a very exciting opportunity for our community to have a comprehensive cancer center. My background is I've been a medical oncologist for 31 years in private practice, recently retired, and saw this as a great opportunity to continue to contribute to the community. Okay. So I think, as Terry said, a comprehensive cancer center will have all of the amenities necessary for treatment. We'll have surgery there, we'll have radiation oncology there, we will have medical oncology there, and a host of fantastic ancillary services that will serve the patients to the degree that they need.
Now, I find it interesting because you said you were retired, so now you're starting a whole new, brand new situation.
Yes.
So, you know, what actually brought you out of retirement? Why would you want to do this?
I think I was inspired by Terry. You know, a few months before I retired, he knew that was happening, and he said, you know, would you be interested in being the medical director, at least helping with the programs and developing the different aspects of a cancer center that would be important to the patient. And from a perspective of having seen patients for 31 years in a private practice setting, I felt that they could use me as a resource, and I've been very, very excited and happy to be part of this whole endeavor.
All right, excellent. Well, it does sound great. Give me a little idea about, I know you've listed many of the things that it will offer. Is there anything, what is different about this Cancer Institute than some of the other cancer centers here in Orange County?
Do you want to start with nurse navigation, and then we'll talk about genetics?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So, like I said, so a comprehensive center. One of the hallmarks of our program, though, really is our nurse navigators. So we assign each patient that comes to our doors with cancer a nurse navigator. Many of them are there at the time of diagnosis, if possible, and then they are with that patient through the journey. Okay. So they are helping coordinate their care as they navigate through cancer.
Okay. All right, and then genomics.
Genomics, yes, this is a really great field that has developed in my practicing lifetime. I would say over 31 years. It was in its infancy when I started, and now it's grown to be probably the most important breakthroughs in medical oncology are happening in genomics. When I speak to medical students or potential medical oncologists, I tell them if you want to prepare yourself to cure cancer, you should get a PhD in molecular genetics and then go to medical school. And I'm really serious about that because some of the new information out there is so complex that I even have to look up what they mean. Exactly. But there's two aspects of it that I'd like to explain. One is the genetics aspect of the patient. So we're identifying mutations which confer a higher risk of developing cancer within a family, and therefore we can start screening those family members and the patient for other types of cancers that are associated with such mutations. Okay. So we'll have we already have a very robust genetic testing, and we're really into wellness, we're really into prevention. Okay. The whole idea of cancer is to catch it at a very early stage before it has a chance to become advanced. Okay. The second aspect of it is tumor genomics. So now we are taking specimens of the tumor, sending it to special laboratories, and we can look at hundreds and hundreds of genes that are in that tumor and look for specific mutations, and some of those mutations are what we call actionable, which means that if a tumor has a certain mutation, we have targeted new drugs that go right after that tumor in a very, very specified way with much less side effects and much higher efficacy. We have pretty much a cure for certain types of leukemia now with just 1 pill per day. Whereas early in my training, they required a bone marrow transplant to be cured, and even that had high toxicities. So the whole area of genetics and genomics is going to be one of the most important aspects of oncology, and that'll be one of the emphasis that we'll have at the Leonard Cancer Center.
Right, and I think that falls into place with all the precision medicine that we're hearing about.
Exactly.
Obviously, the targeted treatments. So that's excellent that you have that right on site. Let's talk about some of the clinical trials. I guess that would go hand in hand with some of the things you're talking about.
It does, exactly. So clinical trials will be testing new drugs for such targets. So if a patient has a genomic profile that suggests that certain targets may be targeted with certain drugs, and these drugs are in development, then this will pair the patient with those particular clinical trials.
Okay.
Also, when standard chemotherapy stops working, those of us that are practicing medical oncology oftentimes seek out clinical trials for the patient's benefit because there are new drugs being developed that provide a lot of promise for them. And as I tell patients over the years, every single drug and regimen that we have in medical oncology was once a clinical trial, 100%.
Wow.
And they go through many different layers of clinical trials from phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3 at various institutions before they're actually released to the public. And the FDA has to make sure they have safety and efficacy.
Right.
So it's very exciting that our cancer center will have clinical trials, and that'll be a growing part of our focus.
That's great. And then obviously you've also have wellness in mind too. Tell me a little bit about what part of wellness are we talking about?
So really every aspect of wellness, everything from having nutrition counseling. We'll have a teaching kitchen in the Cancer Center. So we'll actually have classes on how to not only eat healthy, but if you're going through treatment, how do you stay healthy during that? We will offer support groups, yoga classes, we'll have acupuncture, a multitude of multiple things that we'll offer.
Wonderful. Now, is the grand opening open to the public?
So on November 7th, we're having a grand opening event. It's not open to the public on that day. It is RSVP only. We're expecting a lot of people to want to come out and see that. We are, however, though, planning an event coming soon. We don't have a date yet. That we will open it up to the community. And we actually hope to offer some free things on that day for the community, so they can come out and check out the Cancer Center.
That'll be good. You know, maybe some massages and things like that.
We might make that work.
Yeah, make sure I'm there that day. Absolutely. Well, thank you both, and congratulations, and good luck on your grand opening. I really appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much for having us.
You're welcome. And remember, if you want additional information about the grand opening that they're planning for the public, you can always look up at missionforhealth.com. We'll be right back after this.
Village Assisted Living, we provide loving care and support when your loved one needs it most. We believe in laughing more and caring more. Dining will be an experience, not just a meal. We offer opportunities to create new memories. Your family will feel like they are part of our family as we work toward creating an extraordinary difference in lives worth living. To schedule a tour and complimentary lunch and for more information, please call us at 949-340-8108 or visit our website, freedomvillage.org.
Jewelry Box. It's about trust.
Do you buy gold?
Yes, we do.
Do you buy diamond rings?
We do.
Do you buy watches?
We do.
Do you buy silver?
We do.
Do you buy these?
Yes, we do.
Gold, diamonds, jewelry, or sterling silver. The Jewelry Box of Lake Forest makes it easy to get top dollar for your treasures. No appointment necessary. Simply come in and walk out with money for your valuables.
Whether it's one ring or an entire estate,
we buy it all.
Finding the right sleep solution is not one size fits all. At Revive by Living Spaces, you'll find a revolutionary process that makes the shopping experience as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Pick your pillows for proper spine alignment. 2. Select a mattress that provides the perfect comfort and support. 3. Choose the right necessities to enhance the quality of your sleep so you can recharge, relax, renew. Only at Revive by Living Spaces.
Living and learning in Laguna Woods Village is a unique experience. For over 40 years, the Emeritus Institute has provided tuition-free college classes within your community. Join us to experience expert faculty, quality academics, and to make new friends through the Emeritus Institute. New classes start every semester, and you can join nearly any time. Visit our office at Clubhouse 4 or anytime at saddleback.edu/emeritus. Learn, live, and thrive with the Emeritus Institute.
Did you know that the Laguna Hills Lodge was originally built as a place for relatives or friends to stay when they were visiting? In 1968, Laguna Woods' residents built the first 2 buildings of the lodge because they wanted a place close by for visitors to stay. Since then, the lodge has become the spare bedroom for the Laguna Woods' residents. The lodge has received the TripAdvisor Award of Excellence 8 years in a row. We invite you to stay in one of our recently remodeled garden rooms and take advantage of a special offer for Laguna Woods' residents, family, and friends.
Trust the experts at Universal Carpet for all your flooring needs. Now get 50% off pet stain resistant and hyperallergenic carpet, porcelain tile, wood, laminate, and waterproof flooring, and complete kitchen and bath remodels. Plus get 5-year 0% financing, including free installation and free furniture removal. Our convenient showrooms are just minutes away in Irvine and Huntington Beach, or call 866-402-2747 for our free in-home shopping service. Universal Carpet, the low price leader for over 20 years.
And welcome back. Well, I have a couple guests from the Republican Club here in Laguna Woods. We're going to talk about their meeting coming up on October 25th in just a moment. But we're also going to talk about, well, another organization that they are very proud of and a part of. I'd like to welcome Carolyn Minot and Phyllis Nielsen. And ladies, thank you very much for coming on today.
Thank you for having us.
And you know, I mentioned about you're going to have this meeting coming up, but one of the reasons that you folks are really on here today is there is an organization called Honor Flight, and particularly for this area, Honor Flight Southland. And you brought on a couple drinks, but that's because they're a nice sponsor for this. But first, give us an overview of what this is about. And I did read some of their background. It's really interesting. And why is the Republican Club involved with this?
We found out about the gentleman, and we wanted to have him as a guest and make sure that everybody knows about what he does about Honor Flight. And he flies 36 veterans, World War II veterans, at a time to Washington, D.C., free for 3 days so that they can visit all of the memorials there, most of which are, many of which are in their honor, honor of World War II veterans. They also will send some Vietnam veterans. So far, there have just been 2 Vietnam veterans, and because they are younger, they have picked 2 people that were in not good health, but were able to fly and able to make the trip, and also Korean vets.
Wow.
In fact, in the last flight, the flight that was just finished this past Sunday, the 13th of October, there were, what was it, 30, how many? 36 World War II vets.
Yes,
and 23 Korean veterans, I think, and 2 Vietnam veterans.
So, Phyllis, let me ask you, how does this guy do this? In other words, if that many people, does he charter a plane? Does he pay for their flight? Is he flying them themselves?
No, they take a commercial airline.
Okay.
I think they took Southwest this time.
Okay.
And everybody is volunteer that goes on this thing. It works with all the volunteers. Nobody gets paid.
Okay.
So, of course, they look for donations.
Yeah.
And the ICE is also a big sponsor of them, and they support them a lot.
So for these veterans, this is all an excursion for them that's paid for.
Exactly.
And they go back couple days, see the monuments, go to Smithsonian, whatever they.
Of course. Absolutely.
Wow.
And there are also 36 guardians, and these are the people that look after the veterans.
That's amazing.
Many of them are wheelchair bound or use walkers or have other infirmities, and there is a guardian for each one of them, and they volunteer their time. And the guardians volunteer their time, and they watch after their charge, their veteran. And then there are 8 worker bees, they're called, that make sure that the venues are set up to ready for the veterans to come there and see everything, so that everything goes smoothly for them. And these people are all volunteers. They don't get paid for any of this. They do it.
So, how do they come across these folks? How do they gather these 36 veterans together and get their names and choose those are the ones that are going to go?
I'm assuming there is a list of the remaining veterans.
I'm sure there is somewhere.
Yeah,
there aren't many from World War II.
We're losing them.
And it's not just Laguna Woods, right? It's the Southland.
Of course, the Southland,
right,
yes.
all over Southern
California. Southland includes Los Angeles County, San Bernardino County, and Orange County.
Okay. And this is going to be your guest speaker,
yes,
Craig Van Dorn, and this is going to be happening on October 25th at Clubhouse 5 from 11 a.m. to 1. It's a social hour, then a meeting, then a lunch. So it's all kind of together, right?
Yes, and if anybody is interested in coming, we would love to have you. Just call us and make reservations so that we know that you're coming, so we can notify the caterers how many
and I know
people
you
we're
folks
gonna
are
have.
online.
Yes, we are. Yes, you are.
Let's go back to this company, ICE, which is a drink you can find all over the place. And how do they get involved? And are they a Southern California company?
No, I believe they're in Washington.
Okay.
I believe they're around or Oregon.
I certainly know the drink because you see them all over the place.
What does it say?
But I was wondering how why they got involved.
They're
with
from
them.
Preston,
They
Washington.
found out about it. The man that owns it found out about the honor flight, and he had been in the service himself in the Navy, and it just touched a spot with him, and he wanted to support them. And this year, he raised the company raised $60,000 to donate, and their next goal is $100,000.
So I guess if you buy every time you buy a drink,
every time you buy a sparkling ice,
it says right on there.
All right, and when I looked on the website of Honor Flight, it looks as though, at least to me, that it's a national organization, but then this Honor Flight Southland is for this region and so on.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right. Now, I think he wants to expand it, but right now, it started, the first Honor Flight took place in 2015. And so it's fairly new, and he would like to expand, I'm sure, and go to more states, have this spread.
Yeah,
it would be a wonderful thing, and because we're losing our World War II veterans at the rate of over 300 a year.
Right. But it's something that'll continue because the Korean veterans and
because yes, we still have veterans, and honoring them, I think, is a wonderful thing. They put themselves on the line for the rest of us.
Right.
And
now, do you know, does this gentleman, I guess people can go to this meeting and find out, does he work with the local American Legion and other organizations to maybe get some names?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he works. He very well might.
Okay.
It sounds like something he would probably be interested in doing. And if other organizations wanted to contact him, I'm sure he'd be happy to talk to them.
Our local American Legion here, 257.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, again, this is happening on October 25th over at Clubhouse 5.
That's right.
And it's a nice meeting and luncheon. And what I wanted to find out, because I have your flyer here, but I didn't see, is there a cost for this?
Yes, there for lunch.
Yes.
Yes, there is. Yeah, and what is it? $24?
No, it's 18 for members and 20 for non-members.
Okay.
20 for non-members.
All right, very good. So again, that's October 25th at Clubhouse 5. 11 in the morning is kind of their social hour, as they put, and lunch is at noon, and the speaker is at 1. And so it'll probably go, I have till like 1 o'clock here, but it'll probably go a little bit longer with the speaker talking. All right, so give yourself a little bit of extra time there. Great event, and I think this is just a wonderful organization in what they're doing.
Oh, well, bless your heart. We think so,
Yeah,
too.
really
We're
good.
looking forward to having them.
All right, so more information, you can go on the club web pages and on our main website, and then you can get a number to call. And I do have a number for somebody here that's listed on your website. You got a couple people. Is that the number to call from Sandy? I wasn't sure. I didn't want to post it.
Oh, for reservations?
Yeah.
To make reservations? Good question.
Okay. Well, they can go on the website then and
Yeah,
find out.
they can go on the website and,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Very good.
Okay.
Thank you very much, ladies.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, very nice. And again, this is happening October 25th. The Republican Club is going to be hosting guest speaker Craig Van Doren of the wonderful Honor Flight organization. We'll be right back.
Maxi Comfort from Golden is the most comfortable lift recliner in the world. Its patented technology glides smoothly into a variety of positions not found on most recliners. Everyone loves the programmable auto drive control. You can lift and recline, watch TV or sleep, and enjoy the feeling of weightlessness in zero gravity. Made by American workers and backed by the industry's best warranties. Feel relaxed in a Maxi Comfort lift recliner. Contact your local Golden retailer today.
New era in tolling technology has arrived. The future of Fast Track is here, and now in the form of a thin sticker that is specifically created to be small, unobtrusive, and with more simplified payment options. But don't let the small size fool you. Its built-in technology will not only have you zipping through the toll roads of Orange County, it also gives you easy access to all of California's tolled bridges, lanes, and roads, saving you time, avoiding traffic, and getting to your destination stress-free. One sticker transponder will be provided free to each vehicle listed on the account. And starting in mid-2019, Fast Track account holders will be able to choose from 3, not just 1, payment methods. Plus, there will be no monthly account maintenance, and frequent Fast Track drivers may be eligible for discounted tolls. So how does this new technology work? The new transponder does not require a battery. Instead, it has a small antenna embedded in the sticker. Just like the hard case transponder, when you pass through a toll location, the equipment reads the sticker to automatically charge your account the appropriate amount. Installation is quick and easy. When your sticker package arrives, follow the simple instructions on the envelope. It's important to know that the sticker must be adhered to the inside of your vehicle before driving on a tolled bridge, lane, or road. There, you're all set to go out and enjoy the drive. A new drive awaits on the toll roads of Orange County.
Do you hear but not understand? I have good news for you. A proprietary system for verifying hearing correction, Verified Best Speech Clarity, is now available through the All-American Hearing Network. This means hearing improvement can now be verified and documented. Your individual hearing correction is guaranteed in writing. Call today to reserve your complimentary private consultation and experience word clarity dialed back into focus on the spot. Try AMP, the world's smallest hearing aid at an unbelievably small price, just $750. It's ready to go in one visit, comfortable to wear, and virtually invisible when worn. Yes, you can now have verified best speech clarity. Hear every word. Call today to reserve your complimentary private consultation and experience word clarity dialed back into focus on the spot, risk-free.
Welcome back. Well, we have Michelle Martin, who is the liaison for the gallery at Soka University, and she's here to tell us all about the exciting things that are going on there, obviously surrounding art. Well, welcome.
Thank you. It's nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So let's talk about the current one that is going on through January.
All right. Currently at Soka University Founders Hall Art Gallery, which is a beautiful 8,500 square foot space, 2 floors. We have 2 individual exhibits happening. On our first floor is Gregory Gallardo, and he is a beautiful watercolor, acrylics on wood, collages, landscapes, birds, portraits, large, and everything comes to life. On our second floor is Joel Woodard. Abstract, very colorful, also large, and they come to life as well. Both exhibits opened in September and will stay open through the first week of January 2020.
And so is it free to the public to go?
It is free to the public. The art gallery is open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 p.m. And all are welcome.
And how do you pick which artist is shown?
Well, sometimes I see things online and I'll reach out to them, or somebody will send me a proposal. More so than not, we do have a website that you can submit proposals through, and there are guidelines for the proposals on that website. And they come to us, and we have a volunteer committee, a volunteer art gallery committee. And we meet at least once a quarter. We review the proposals and see if they're within the theme of Soka University, what might be going on campus, what the kids might be studying, culturally, and just see if it meshes with us. And more than likely it does. And then we take it to the next step. We vote as a committee on who to explore to be an exhibitor at our gallery.
So regarding the current people that are the current artists that are there now, did they both submit proposals, or was that somebody you seeked out?
They both submitted proposals, and they are both local artists.
No kidding.
One is actually from Aliso Viejo, Mr. Joel Woodard, and the other is from Santa Ana, who works at UCI.
Oh my goodness.
So we're very happy to promote our local artists.
And how does that help them by exhibiting in the gallery?
Well, it exposes them tremendously due to all the events that go on at Soka University and at the art gallery, which we use for proms and weddings and BNI meetings, all kinds of things. So they're exposed for almost 4 months.
Oh, that is a great time frame. Okay,
Yes.
excellent. So are you saying that if we have an artist in our community and they would like to submit a proposal, they can do that? Is there a requirement in terms of how many pieces you have or what types of pieces you have?
There is a requirement on the types of pieces. We do not accept sculptures. It needs to be ready to hang on the walls.
All right.
And it depends. You know, if they have a lot of artwork and can do both floors, that's great. And if not, they can do one floor.
Okay.
So they can submit it, and we'll take a look at it in terms of sizing. They can be small, large. We can mix them. We do have an in-house curator who knows the gallery like the back of his hand, and he helps us put these together, and we'll work one-on-one with the artists.
Okay, excellent. And then just real quickly, what are the time frames that people can visit the gallery during this current session?
Monday through Friday from 9 to 5.
Oh, okay,
We're
great.
closed
So-
on the weekends.
Okay, and there's no reservations required. They can just show up.
They can show up, and moreover, they can come and take a tour of the whole university for free at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. by a student tour guide.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yes.
And I know you said you have lots of other things that are going on there. So besides the gallery, what are some other things?
Well, we have the Soka Performing Arts Center, which is right next door to the gallery. And we have a plethora of shows going on that range from classical, symphonic. We have a children's program this year.
Okay.
And we have the Blues Festival coming up in November. We have jazz. Just a host of events right in your back door.
Yeah, I know they can just drive on over in just a few minutes.
They can, and parking is free.
Okay.
So that is always fabulous.
Okay.
We also have a bistro that is open from 5:30 to 7:30 if somebody wants to eat before. All-you-can-eat buffet. And we also have symphonic events on Sundays. We call it Sundays at Soka at 3 p.m. matinees.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I did not realize there were so many things to do
There
over
are
there.
a lot of things to do, and you can get to it all by our website, www.soka.edu.
That's super easy to get to. It looks like you guys are coming up on a 20th anniversary here.
We are in 2021. We can't believe we've been here this long.
Yeah.
So we'll be gearing up for that. We'll start doing some planning next year and some events. And marketing and programming for the shows for that year. We'll celebrate at our annual International Festival, which is always the first Saturday of May.
Okay.
And we're really looking forward to it.
Oh, that's great. That is great. And then just briefly, what is your background and why did you want to be a liaison for something like this?
Well, my background with Soka University is primarily, I was a consultant for many years, helping with the media as the university grew.
Okay.
And about 4 years, just under 4 years ago, I came on staff full time.
Okay.
And I'm still working with the media.
All right.
And I was lucky enough to start working in the art gallery. And I've been underneath the tutelage of said curator.
Right.
And just been able to soak it up like a sponge.
Oh, that's great.
And I really enjoy it. The dynamics of the artists are always fun. They're different. We've had international artists from Argentina to domestic, from New York to local.
Okay.
So, you know, and we have 3 exhibits a year.
Right. And do the public ever get to meet the artists? Do you ever have like
They
a meet
do.
and greet?
We always have an opening reception.
Oh, okay.
It is the Thursday. We install usually Monday and Tuesday, and we have an opening reception from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. on Thursdays.
Okay.
It's open to the public.
Okay.
We do email e-blasts
Okay, good.
inviting the public.
All right.
And we'll do usually a vertical response to the public, and we have an ongoing list.
Okay. So to get on that particular list, you would have to go to the website and get on the newsletter, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay,
you would
good.
accept the events.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
And that was
I'm also on the website, so you can always send me an email and I'll put you on the list.
Oh, you're going to get some emails now.
I know. It's good. The more the merrier.
Well, excellent. So let's just recap. The current exhibition it already started in September and it's now going through January. What was the date?
January 10th.
January 10th.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much. That was great.
Thank you.
And good luck to you. I can't wait to see more art.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And remember, if you want more information about the artists that we mentioned, or if you happen to be an artist and you would like to promote your own work, you can go to soka.edu. We'll be right back.
Is LA Carpet.
Now during their 2-day sale, visit their showroom now and get 65% off wood flooring, laminate, and waterproof flooring.
Plus, get 5-year, 0% financing.
LA Carpet, #1 for you.
Welcome back. As every Wednesday, we have AutoNation Irvine Toyota, and we've got Steve Smith here, who is the manager of the service department. He's got some great stuff to share with us. Welcome.
Well, good morning. Good to be back.
Yeah, it's good to have you here. So I understand that there are residents in our community who've actually seen you here on TV, and they have come to you guys, and they have sent you letters and thank you notes. Tell me about that.
They have. In fact, one of the guests was just in the other day. Her name is Annette, and she runs the committee that does the activities for the store. And so she was in, and we spent some time in my office and had a wonderful conversation. She told me not to be so nervous while I'm up here. So today I'm going to try to not be as nervous as I have been in the past and just talk about the things we need to get done.
Well, and you guys have a lot of things to get done. And as you said to me beforehand, most importantly is safety.
Absolutely. That's our #1 priority there, is to make sure that every vehicle there gets a multi-point inspection. Every vehicle there, when it leaves there, is safe. The customer can feel safe. A lot of the letters that we're seeing the customers come in with that they don't know that is coming from Toyota is a safety recall. Okay. And so we can go through that letter with them and tell them if it applies to their vehicle. We can actually get that done for them. We kind of set up a Wednesday the last time we were here.
Right.
We set up a Wednesday day for the Laguna Woods. And in that Wednesday, we set up an alignment special for $89.99, as well as buy 3, get 1 free.
Right.
So we will continue to do that for our Laguna Woods guests. We also would recommend them to bring their safety recall letter with them so we can look at it, because sometimes even when the recall is completed, the manufacturer will still continue to send them that letter, and when it says on there that the vehicle could be involved in a crash situation or whatever, people panic. Okay. We just need to put them at ease and let them know it has either been done or we'll do it at the time.
So that's coming straight from the manufacturer, though,
Straight
right?
from the manufacturer. That comes directly from Toyota Motor Division.
Okay, and I know that you guys talked last time that we generally just kind of throw those things away. How can they distinguish the difference between just a regular sales type letter and that letter?
On that particular letter, it will have 2 red stripes on it on the top, and it'll say urgent attention. And so that's how they know. And so when you get something from sales, it's not necessarily like that. But when you get it from TMS and it says that, that's when you really should pay attention to it. If it says go visit your dealer, absolutely bring it in. Or once again, we put the number up there. They can call directly in. We can pull their history up and we can look at it and see if that campaign has been completed and take that peace of mind and just make sure they're okay with it.
So you brought this letter here, and is that what you're talking about?
I brought a sample of what basically the letter looks like. The header on that letter usually will have 2 red.
Hard to see, but okay, so it have red on the top.
Yeah, red on top, and then so basically the customer, when they receive that, then if they want to make that call, you know, before they take the drive down.
Okay.
And then they can do that.
Okay, perfect. All right, good. Now let's talk about possibly if somebody was interested in coming to the facility and, you know, maybe talking to you directly and maybe you can give a tour. What if they just want to know what the service department's all about?
I would absolutely welcome that. And I would love to take them for a tour through the service department. Want to make sure that they wear the right shoes. Don't be wearing your high heels, but wear the right shoes because, you know, techs are out there working. But if any of the guys would love, or even the women would love to come down, because we're going to hold a clinic soon, and we're going to show everybody where the spare tire is, where the jack, where the stuff is in case there is an issue or something. We just don't do that kind of things anymore, right? So. You know, if they do get stranded in a situation, at least they'll know. And, you know, I'm sure that every one of them have AAA. We are a huge AAA dealer. So we offer the AAA discount all the time, and we welcome the AAA members. So, but we're going to hold a clinic, and then anytime that any of them want to come down during the day, if they got nothing to do, they can stop by my office. I'd love to give them the 5-minute tour of the shop, show them the techs. Any questions they have on their vehicles, go over it with them. Just spend some time with them.
Well, and you guys can have some coffee and chit-chat.
We have some coffee. Saturday we have donuts. So Saturday Donut Day.
All right. Well, Saturday Donut Day and check out the service department. So let's just reiterate the Wednesdays again because I want to make sure everybody knows that is Laguna Woods Village Resident Day at Irvine Toyota, and you can call 949-585-6888 for either one of those promotions.
Absolutely.
Is that going to just go on for the month of May, or?
You know, we're going to open this up, and Laguna Woods will have Wednesday. They're going to be our Wednesday customer, and it will be strictly for them. We will have time slots for them. They just call that number, and we'll get them in and get them out.
That sounds great. All right. Well, thank you so much. Always a pleasure.
Also with a free shuttle.
Oh, that's right. Don't forget the free shuttle.
Don't forget the free shuttle.
All right. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And remember, if you have any questions, you can always call 949-585-6888. We'll be right back.
One of the more common violations that we see in the village is stop sign violations. Now the section is based on the California Vehicle Code, which requires drivers to stop behind the limit line. Now, as you can imagine, we commonly hear about the California stop, which really isn't a stop at all, but a slow or a roll. And that's one of the things that we'd like to educate our members of, to come to that stop sign, stop behind the limit line, pause briefly before moving through the intersection.
Yeah. We take videos, the traffic security officers take videos for the traffic sessions when the people come before us. And it's absolutely amazing. If I might indicate, the stop sign is right here. People will physically stop at this particular area and then drive through. However, there's a white limit line right ahead of us that you must stop at. The rule says you must stop at that limit line. However, there are cases where there is no limit line available, but you must still stop, look both ways, then proceed. And these are the things we explain to people. And it's very, very well taken, believe it or not. People will actually thank us for the information which they did not understand. And a lot of times they'll just roll right on through there. I've had them go through at 10, 15 miles an hour, not even think about hesitating.
So in this example, we have one of our own actors, a member of the security division, actually approaching the limit line. And you'll see, possibly in a little bit of a rush, what have you, he slows, but then he zips right through the stop sign. And that is something that we're trying to educate our folks on to. Just, again, take that few extra seconds, come to a full stop before moving forward.
Saddleback Memorial Medical Center is one of HealthGrade's America's 50 Best Hospitals. When you choose a hospital that's been named one of America's 50 Best Hospitals by HealthGrades, you can feel a lot more confident that you'll receive the right care. Saddleback Memorial Medical Center demonstrated superior performance across many of the conditions they treat and procedures they provide. As one of America's 50 Best Hospitals for 2016, Saddleback Memorial Medical Center offers a high level of comprehensive quality care over time. Only 1% of America's hospitals achieve this distinction. Considering this hospital in your search for the right care is one step you can take to ensure you receive the best care for your needs.
Being recognized by HealthGrades as one of America's 50 best hospitals is a testament to the dedication of our more than 3,400 physicians, staff, and volunteers, along with the unwavering commitment from our donors and supporters within the Laguna Woods community. We look forward to serving Laguna Woods for many years to come.
And our movie coming up on Friday is from 1987. It's Dragnet. This is sort of a kind of a tongue-in-cheek parody of the original, very serious TV series. You know, when it stars Dan Aykroyd and Tom Hanks, you know it's going to be funny. And both very young.
Wasn't that in his heyday of Blues Brothers?
That was, yeah.
Blues Brothers.
Yeah, Tom Hanks, he was really just getting started here.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't long after the TV series that he did. So, of course, it's about the no-nonsense detective. Joe Friday is in this, and he's partnered with a wisecracking, well, kind of an upstart cop. His name is Pep Streetbeck, and the mismatched duel is ordered to investigate a strange series of ritual killings. Has a great cast. Christopher Plummer is in this, Dagny Coleman, and also, trying to think of the actor's name who was in the original Dragnet.
I don't know.
Not Jack Webb, of course. I can't think of his name now, but he was in MASH as well.
Alan Alda?
No. Colonel Potter.
Colonel Potter.
Yeah. What's his name?
All right, well, we're going to figure that out.
We're going to figure that out. It's what,
Harry Morgan.
Harry Morgan, thank you.
Yeah. Wow, we have a lot of input. I like it.
Yeah.
You're helped.
Yeah, so he plays the hard-nosed kind of guy in this, but really
well,
good.
It looks very funny,
Yeah.
nonetheless. So enjoy that one. And that one is brought to you by Kaiser Permanente. We have another fun comedy for you on Monday at 2 and 6 p.m., which is called Rushmore. And that is when a beautiful first grade teacher, played by Olivia Williams, arrives at a prep school. She soon attracts the attention of an ambitious teenager named Max, who quickly falls in love with her, and Max turns to the father, who's played by Bill Murray, shown there, who's always hysterical, and two of his schoolmates for advice on how to woo the teacher. However, the situation soon gets complicated when Max's new friend becomes involved with her, setting the two pals against one another in a war for her attention. This is directed by Wes Anderson and stars Jason Schwartzman, Bill Murray, and Olivia Williams. So that looks fun. And then I said that's October 21st at 2 and 6 p.m. And that one is brought to you by Escrow Options.
Yeah, so we have two movies
super fun
that
movies.
both have ex-SNL.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know it's going to be funny with those guys in it for sure.
All right. Hey, I wanted to mention before I get to the weather, I told you about Diamond Valley Lake.
Yeah.
And I got some information. They're out in Hemet, as I said. And the visitor center is open the weekend only, and that's free. But then adjacent to the visitor center is the Western Science Center, and that's where all the fossils are.
Yeah.
And that is open Tuesday through Sunday, and that costs anywhere from $6 to $8.
Yeah, so if you're on your way somewhere,
Yeah,
maybe pop
it
in.
is really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
looks like it's cool.
All right.
Excellent. All right, what else? Do we want to talk about the Harvest Fest real quick?
Yeah,
Do
we
have
can.
time for that?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Harvest Fest, which is going to be on Saturday, October 19th, that's from 11 to 3, and that'll be at the Lutheran Church of the Cross. And it looks like they're going to have so much fun. Inflatable corn mazes, cakewalks, bounce house, all sorts of fun stuff, and a European model train display. And it's free fun for everyone. So go ahead and go on out and have a lovely fall day.
Yeah, and also on the 19th is the Preparedness Expo that Lisa Bartlett talked about yesterday. That will be at the Norman P. Murray. That is free for anyone who wants to go there. They're going to have all kinds of events going on.
Perfect.
So if you want to go there. Now the weather, as I said, this is the warmest day of the week, and tomorrow will be the coolest day of the week. So we're looking, about anywhere from about 80 to about 83 today.
Hey, it's my pickleball friends.
Pickleballs, there
Indoor
we are.
pickleball people.
All right. And actually 86, that's right. I said 83. That's what I originally had when I put it in. I upgraded it this morning. Wow. So, and then 74 tomorrow, the coolest day of the week. And we're going to have some fog in the mornings. We get to Sunday and Monday, although it won't be really hot, we are looking at the Santa Ana wind conditions. As of right now, they shouldn't be as strong as they were. Hopefully not, because obviously that caused an unfortunate set of problems for really LA County, Ventura County, and those areas. So that's our weather around the Southland today. Everything is up. You can see how warm it's going to be. The beaches are going to be about 81, and that's because there's a little bit of offshore breeze today. Palm Springs goes up to 96, even Arrowhead at 73.
Nice.
So warm weather. Here we are in the middle of October, and there you go.
I think we should be heading to the beach.
Yeah, well.
Don't we have a story down at the beach somewhere?
Well, yes, I think we do. And, one other thing I wanted to tell about, we didn't have time to talk about it today, but I'll remind people, the Medication Take Back Day coming up October 26th.
Okay.
Because I think that's important.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that one tomorrow.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, tomorrow we have Harvard Eye, and we have social services, and then we have the Globe headlines.
Yeah, I had put up there Katie Porter. We have a segment we did,
yes.
but we're going to change that.
It's going to
be the
Monday.
Monday.
It'll be Monday instead.
Yeah, so it's going to be a different segment.
Yes, and we'll tell you about that tomorrow morning.
Okay.
All right, tune in tomorrow. We'll see you later. Have a great day.